A very good morning, Fabio here, and welcome back to another daily market outlook. As you can see, the weather is beautiful today here in Amsterdam. I went for a quick 5K run this morning, so I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. And guys, yesterday we had an amazing trade, which I finally closed. But before that, guys, tonight at 9 p.m. Central Eastern Time, there is going to be a webinar here on the YouTube channel. I'm going to be putting it live when you are watching this daily market outlook. So make sure to be there this evening, 9 p.m. Central Eastern Time. I'm going to be telling you guys a little bit more about my story, how I became a profitable trader, and how you can do the same in 2025. I'm going to be showing my live accounts, or the funded live accounts that I'm currently trading on, and I'm going to be showing you what it is actually like to be a full-time day trader. So make sure to be there at 9 p.m. Central Eastern Time this evening. Now, when we are looking at the charts, guys, because I want to show you a few things, what we can see here is that we closed out GBPUSD and EURUSD at the absolute tops. Remember yesterday I was calling for some more upside on both EU and GU, and they played out to absolute perfection. Now, these two trades have really helped myself because, as you can see here, first of all on FTMO, I closed them out for 4.7k in profit, and as well here on Alpha Capital, I was running at a 92k drawdown, guys. My equity was literally at 92k, as you can see here on the chart, and then boom, the reversal came in towards the upside as we anticipated on both euro dollar and pound dollar. And then what we can see is that we traded it all the way back up into 99.5. That was the point that I was telling myself, okay, Fabio, maybe we should close out the positions, but no, I stick to my actual plan. Then I saw a retracement all the way back down into 95k. Not gonna lie, at that point in time I was really feeling bad, and then luckily, obviously, because guys, an equity chart is always going to be very similar to an actual forex chart, right? So you get the uptrend, this is just the higher low, and then boom, we made a new higher high, and then I closed out the position for 100 or my account closed out at $100,000, 870, so $870 profit after being in an equity of 92k. So that is up, guys, that is up 8.8k from kind of like the absolute bottom where I was sitting at. So that's how fast it can change, guys. 2 or 3 trades can boom straight away instantly just change your life on the funded accounts when you are inside drawdown. So if you are in drawdown at the moment, just stick to the plan and look at these kind of swing trades with a bigger stop loss, and don't focus too much on those lower time frame setups. Now, focusing here on EURUSD on the daily time frame, we can very clearly see that we have gotten somewhat of a pullback at the moment. Now, a lot of people are asking me, Fabio, can we continue to go long? So there's one thing that I need you to understand at this point in time, okay? So the fractal structure is the low of this bullish candle over here. So that is now my fractal low. The fractal high is now the high of this bearish candle over here. So if we were to actually draw in the premium versus discount tool, you can see that there is still discount open, right? This wick indeed tapped in towards this overall sell before the buy up, and we pushed up higher from there, but it doesn't mean that the retracement will come back there and, for example, take out that low and then, for example, continue back up higher again. And additionally, you could also refine this area of demand to this sell before the buy, and then we could consider this actually what, a liquidity low, right? So that's how you could also look at this chart. So it all comes down to what the lower time frame is going to tell me and how we react to certain levels. But this is something that I am kind of keeping my eye on. And if we do retrace in towards there, I'll be looking to take on new swing positions on your USD to see if we can push it up higher. So going from that daily time frame then in towards the 4 hour, because look, the daily time frame is indeed, by the way, bullish, right? So we see the first fractal break here, second fractal break here, this is another fractal low, this is another fractal high. Yes, we are bullish, but you need to always consider where are you in the market, right? So we just pretty much grabbed liquidity above all of these highs over here, and then obviously we're after a break of structure, so after a break of fractal structure, so it's getting a lot riskier to continue to buy over here. Where you want to be going long all the time is when the market is or has finished its pullback itself, right? So last time I went long on EURUSD, it was down over here at that 50% mark. It was not over here at the peak, because after the peak, after the break, that's when you see the retracement. Here after the break, that is when you see the retracement. So you don't really want to be going long. Obviously you can go long, but not really on the higher time frame, like on the 4 hour whatsoever. Maybe on the 15-minute time frame you can squeeze in some positions, but that's why currently I'm not really looking at swing positions on EURUSD until we see a retracement deeper in towards this refined area of demand, and then see this low as liquidity. Okay, so that's from a daily perspective. Then I go into the 4 hour time frame. So on the 4 hour time frame, what we have seen is pretty much an internal trend, right? So we see the push up, retracement, push up, retracement, push up. So at the point, or at this point in time here, we see a break of structure. Then we could consider this again 2 equal lows, and then again you could consider this, for example, the sell before the buy over here. Now if you look at that sell before the buy, again you can see that there is liquidity resting above it. So either what I want to see now is, okay, we're going to start getting a reversal from here, some kind of change of character, and then we continue to push up higher. Or if we start pushing down lower, then I'll just wait again for new bullish structure to form inside of that daily area of demand. So at this point in time, I'm not very keen on getting into longs on EURUSD until we see some new bullish structure formed. Overall, the longs have been taken. We've been blessed with going long from this region of price. So now what I'm just going to be waiting for is the market to redevelop itself so that it's keen, or that I am keen to go long once again. So either we need that bullish structure inside of this 4-hour area of demand, or we need to sweep that low, and then we need to see new 4-hour structure formed inside of that daily area of demand. Okay, so yes, yesterday I was interested still in looking for aggressive longs in towards the upside. And what do I mean with those aggressive longs? What I mean with those aggressive longs, this area of demand over here, which broke this let's see, this high over here. Then at that point in time, this became your low, and then I went into the 15-minute time frame, and then I was looking, okay, here obviously we see the break of structure. You could consider this like an area of demand. However, you just see that the overall supply chain is just in towards the downside, and then the Asia session kicks in and you just consolidate, and then obviously you're not going to be trading anymore, and then this kind of becomes an area of supply. We tap in, push back down. This is now an area of supply. We tap in, we push back down. So the bears are in control. So don't ask me, Fabio, are we going to buy EURUSD? Because you can see the bears are in control here on the 50-minute time frame, and as well if I look at the 4-hour time frame, you can also see at this point in time that we saw a bearish change of character right after breaking this low over here. So after the low broke this high previously, it's now bearish again. This now means that this is your change of character high, and this is now your change of character low. So I would preferably want to see some downside continuation still, and then just get that bullish structure shift again, and then we'll look to go long again in line with the daily fractal structure and in line with the 4-hour fractal structure as well. Now looking at the dollar index itself has also started to retrace up higher. Let's just have a look at the daily. I don't really like going into the lower time frame on the dollar index. So what we have here is that we already swept pretty much these lows over here. So the initial low over here got swiped. Obviously we still have some more lows open, which I would love to see get swiped as well. However, it is perfectly fine to see the dollar still retrace. We still have gotten this area of supply open, right? Because supply zones, obviously you can draw them on the entire buy before sell, but preferably you just want to draw them on the buy before the sell candle itself. And then again, you could consider this as a liquidity high. Let's keep an eye on it. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. Overall, if you look at it from a very mechanical perspective, this here is the fractal low. So what I mean with the fractal low is market structure wise, we get the push down, we get the retracement all the way back up, and then we get the push back down again. Here you see kind of like there's a pullback, and then there's a low break. Therefore, at this point in time, mechanically speaking, this is your fractal high and this is your fractal low. So what I would even moreover prefer is for us just to react to this, let's say, overall supply zone over here, and then just respect kind of like the structure that we're looking at. But it's getting a little bit messy, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I'm just sitting it out a little bit. I'm really waiting to see if we can get some better confirmations on the dollar index as well, because it's just being a little bit unclear. I think that people are also waiting a little bit for Trump to do some more stuff and do some more announcements before we're really going to see some more direction. But overall, the dollar is still looking good for a potential pullback. The fractal structure is still bearish in between that high and this low over here, and we still have equal lows open, and we still have a demand zone open. So for now, I still favor further downside, but we just need it to develop a little bit cleaner. Okay, so what I'm now going to do is I'm going to go into the next pair, which is Aussie dollar. And then on Aussie dollar, what we can see is that we have also started to retrace, obviously. Now Aussie dollar is very bullish. I'm currently in a long position, which is situated at break even. And what we can see is that the daily fractal structure is just still perfectly bullish. This over here is your daily high, and this over here is your daily fractal low. So overall, again, we could still just see a potential pullback down lower, which is perfectly fine. Obviously, I would prefer it just to start pushing up higher. It is a lot more bullish because the Aussie or the AUD is a lot more bullish than the Euro at the moment. What we can see here is that this demand zone is still in control. This is still your 4-hour fractal low. This is still your 4-hour fractal high. So let's say EURUSD after that 4-hour low sweep does decide to kind of like push up higher, then I would preferably take a setup on AUDUSD because what we can see here is that this low is still being respected. So now I go into the lower time frame, because look, the daily time frame, and sorry if I'm a little bit all over the place, guys, but it's kind of how you have to analyze it at the moment. Because look, on the weekly time frame, first of all, we have an area of range. This is range high, this is range low, right? As simple as that. Range low gets liquidated, we expect reversal. Range high got liquidated, we saw a reversal down. So now we're looking for a potential further reversal up higher. Then I go in towards the daily time frame and I look at the overextended move that we've had. So we've had a very overextended move in towards the downside. Then how do we understand that there's a pullback potentially going to happen? We look at something called fractal structure. So the fractal structure here gets broken with this high over here. Therefore, this becomes your low, and this is your overall daily area of demand. Now, obviously, we've already tapped in towards there, so it would make sense for AUDUSD just to push up higher. Then I go in towards the 4-hour time frame, and I just look for alignment with the daily. And then here on the 4-hour time frame, I also see, okay, push up, retracement, push up, retracement, push up, retracement. I'm just looking for the next push up. This is currently your 4-hour low. This is the 4-hour high. We just swept kind of like this internal low. So now, do we just start buying randomly here for like potential scale in, for example? No, we do not. What I'm going to now be waiting for is the 1 hour to give us bullish confirmation. So what I now want to see is I want to see it break the highs again. So this is now your 1 hour fractal high. So now I would potentially take a long if we see this happen. And then I consider this in sell before the buy, which is my demand zone. And then I would take a long like that. Okay, guys. So that's the potential long that I'm looking at. Nothing else. Yeah, that's just it. I'm not going to buy like this, but I will buy like this. Okay. So this is the potential trade that I'm looking at for now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Waiting for that to happen because at this point in time, we have kind of like a 1 hour supply chain that is currently in control. So yeah, that's now kind of like what is going on. So we could just continue pushing down lower if there's no shift. So we really need to see some bullish pressure come into the markets at this point in time. Going into GBPUSD, GBPUSD itself here on the daily, what can we see? So GBPUSD actually did exactly what we wanted. So yeah, hit TP on GU. Overall, yeah, it's very, very clear this on GU. GU is the most bearish pair of them all, kind of like from a technical perspective. We can see a very strong push down. So overall, we are swing bearish. Then I look at the fractal structure. Fractal structure is, this is the fractal low, and this over here is your fractal high. And then what I've been calling literally for 2 weeks already has happened now. We've seen a retracement into where? Premium, into where? The buy before the sell up. And as you can see, straight away, it starts retracing back down. So GU is the pair that I'm the least most interested in, just because it's also still, yeah, daily fractal bearish, obviously. So if you kind of want to hedge your bets and, for example, want to take on longs on AU and EU, for example, if EU gives anything, then what you could look at, obviously now, is here, 4 hour fractal structure shift. So we break the low, so you get the push up, push down, push up, daily supply hit, push down. Here we break the low, and now you have a double fractal break. Now, I want to see some more momentum come in, and then you could look for like a nice buy up for a sell supply zone, and then you could look to kind of continue this sell yeah, down lower, potentially back down, let's say into this demand zone, for example, at being your next target. And then because if you look at AU, for example, and you're in buys over there, you could take, for example, a GU sell to kind of like hedge your risk. That's a potential setup that I would be looking at. But yeah, need some more kind of like clarity from the dollar overall and some more momentum to kick in, because the past yeah, day or two, well, let's say day, hasn't been very eventful. As we can see over here, there's not a lot of volume. So I'm waiting for the bigger candles like this over here to kind of come back again. And then I'll look to get involved on GU. Now, NU itself is also yeah, moving very, very slow. Overall, we have not yet broken the daily fractal high. So I did mention this position last week. If you're in it, I would just put it to break even. Now, overall here on GU, I would say, yes, it's very unclear. This is one of the least favorite pairs that I have at the moment. Like, we have this demand zone over here in control, and it should continue to push up higher if it is not broken. Once we break this line again, that is when I'll get into shorts. So just wait for a deeper retracement, and then just wait for bullish order flow again to continue, and then we'll just look to get in on longs, okay? As simple as that. So for now, it's just consolidating, as we can see. It's a little bit stuck over here, so I'm not looking for any setups. I'm just looking for an order flow to be created. Yeah, again, we're just consolidating. So we need yeah, momentum to kick in, and then we get some bullish price action again, and then I'll be able to share some positions. But for now, it's just nothing. And then if we go into gold, last of all, gold is looking good for further upside still. In my opinion, I want to see an all-time high next. So this is obviously what we're going to be targeting. Now, as we can see, every single time we have a sell before buy, sell before buy, sell before buy, sell before buy, it continues to push up higher. Now, the ideal long that you would want to take is inside of this demand zone. But for now, on the lower time frame, we can see that the order flow is still extremely bullish. So we're currently inside of this 1 hour area of demand. And what I am currently looking at is, okay, here we have a sweep of liquidity. and we have gotten a 1 hour fractal structure shift. What does that mean? It means this is your demand zone. This is a liquidity low. You come into that low with a bearish trend, then we break up, we see a retracement, and now I'm just looking for the upside continuation again. Then I go into the 15-minute time frame, and here on the 15, I identify that we have an area of consolidation acting as demand first, and now I'm just looking for pretty much the next high break to happen in towards the upside like this, and then just trade it back up in towards a new higher high. And yeah, take out all of the liquidity above all of these descending highs here, and then you could potentially just hold it in towards the all-time high, obviously on gold, for kind of like a swing position. So that's what I'm looking at on gold. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day, and see you tonight at 9 p.m.